I feel that Cuba will never be the same again. I went to spend a summer day with my family, a beautiful day. But where is everyone? Where are the people? It's summer at one of the most famous beaches in Cuba in the world. The truth is, it feels different now. So many people have left, and the state service is so bad that I felt very disappointed. Hello my people, how are you? And welcome one more day to my channel. In case you don't know me, I'm Anita Matu. I'm Cuban. I live in Spain, but well, I'm visiting Cuba. Subscribe because every Friday we have a new video. And well, today we are going to be spending a summer day in Cuba. We are going to see how Cubans spend the summer. Since it's July, it's officially summer. And we are precisely in Varadero, which is the largest tourist town in all of Cuba. And in fact, Varadero is also the most famous beach in all of Cuba. I will be checking in after a long absence. I came to Cuba a few months ago but didn't record a video. This time we will record a short video. What are the current offers and activities available for Cubans to enjoy summer in Varadero? Let's check out the food options and prices. Stick around for this super interesting video. We are currently on Varadero's Boulevard. They made a boulevard here where there are many little kiosk spots where they sell food, but in some kiosks it seems like they don't have what it says. There's one that says pork sandwich, but you might not always find a pork sandwich there. They may have the items, but when they do, the prices are extremely high. It's not like a few years ago when things were a bit cheaper. Now everything costs more than 500 pesos, which is a significant amount of money here. I'm here with my friend, a fellow YouTuber from Cuba. I'll link her channel below so you can follow her. Down below as well, she uploads a lot of interesting videos. Since it's Monday, there aren't many people here. On weekends, this place is packed. We arrived early since I dislike crowded beaches too. In the summer afternoons, the beach becomes extremely packed. And I don't know, at least I don't like it. We arrived early to avoid the strong midday sun, which is approaching as it's nearly 12 o'clock. But well, there's not so much sun and there's also no people. I also like that. And there, I don't know if you see. Can you see the beach? We are arriving soon. Well, we are already entering the beach. Look how beautiful, how blue, how pretty. Oh, a white crab. Oh, a little crab. And well, there are people. There are already quite a few people. Well, look over there. There are many more people. I don't know if you see it, but here in this little spot, there aren't many people. So we're going to stay around here. In Cuba, the most exciting summer activity is going to the beach, especially because it gets very hot. Well, we wanted to rent because this has to be paid for. Obviously, some of these umbrellas because there's a lot of sun. But it turns out that this hotel does not host children, which is a hotel here in Cuba, a rest hotel that does not host children. And we are with a child. Well, they told us no, so we are going to try to get from here, which is like from another hotel. We're not at the hotel, but I guess we can take a small umbrella if we pay, as it's excessive. Sun now. On Cuba's beaches, you'll find litter due to people's lack of cleanliness awareness. And also music. Very loud music, people with speakers and all that. It's normal here. We got some sun loungers and asked the boy about the charge. He said we could give him whatever we wanted. It's not that this has a price. I believe that, in fact, no,
this is priceless because in the end, it doesn't go away.
In the end, I think it can't be done because this belongs to the hotel, but how do we pay if they let us apart? It's empty, there's no one. Nope, nothing happens. We're not going to say that the hotel is not to go forward, not to accuse, in front of the authorities to the boy. But well, thank you, boy. Let's get closer to see how it is. Last time I came to Cuba was in winter. Because let's see, I'm going to tell you here is the tourist season. And the season of Cubans, so to speak, the tourist season is always the winter season. Here, not so many Cubans come. Because for us, the water is cold, but still for tourists from Nordic countries or countries where the seawater is much colder, it's warm. In fact, I came in January. In
February.
For me, the water was warm since I had already gotten used to the much colder water in Spain. It can't match the warm water at the beaches here in Cuba. And many people, my relatives would tell me it's super cold. I honestly felt it was warm. So I imagine that now that it's summer, well, here I am. Let's touch it. It's super hot, super hot, super hot. You don't think twice about getting in here. It's like to spend your time like this, immersed. Because it's so hot outside. And in there, well, perfect. And so, as I was saying, now is the season of the Cubans. I mean, the tourist season now is super low. Now there are hardly any tourists here. And it's when the Cubans, the kids are on vacation and such, and they come here to the beach a lot. And then it's when it's all full of Cubans. But if you come in December, January, February, it's more full of tourists. I must admit there was barely any tourism the last time I visited. I mean, I feel that Varadero has lost a lot of what it used to be. Before there was much more tourism, much more life, many more businesses, but what's happening? And many businesses have closed because the best businesses were private, they were private. State things have nothing, absolutely. State restaurants are without offers. The best offers were always here in the private sector, but so many people have left the country. In fact, many people have taken their business that they had here. Very prosperous to the United States, for example, some that I know. And there it goes super well, because of course here you can't prosper and it's a shame. This beautiful beach is stunning, but it's in a country where prosperity is out of reach. Many businesses have closed down and been taken over. There are few food options. I was trying to find a place to have a good lunch. And it's quite complicated because it's not like before when there were more options. And well, many things have changed. Well, I'm going to see if I can get this off and we're going to go to the beach, which is the purpose of my visit to Varadero, because I really have a great desire to swim. Now at the beach, and look at my hair, how it is. Now when I go to the beach, my hair makes me look like Moana. Some activities and little things that you can do here on the beaches are to ride on this. There are also water bikes, little boats and that. But there is a restriction. And it's that Cubans, that's true, they can't ride on motorboats, on motor things. I mean, we Cubans can't get on any little boat. Do you see in Miami people on yachts and that? No, that here for us Cubans does not exist. Because if there is, it's for tourists, not for Cubans. Because what happens? That they run the risk of the Cuban going to Miami and that and not returning. Do you know, like, they know what's there? And well, that is something forbidden on the beaches of Cuba for us Cubans. And it's that we can't get on boats that have a motor, but on this type of wind vessels and such. Yes, although there are people who have gone to the United States and that very thing. Recently a man left in that and
Arrived.
alive in catamaran, exactly, that's what it's called, catamaran. And
Well, the people who have left, how? Have they left here on a board?
On a board, people have left on a board.
On a board that left. I don't know if it was someone from an opening that left in one. What are their names?
the motorcycles, these electric ones, the motorcycles. Look, we're going to leave the little things here. But a trauma that I have is that they steal my things all my life because, well, we are here in Latin America. And let's see, that happens anywhere in the world except in Dubai, where they say they cut your hand if you steal and nobody steals and you can leave whatever you want. Yes, and well, we're going to get into the beach, but we have to watch our things. The water is extremely cold, unlike the last time we were here when it wasn't as hot, remember? Yes, in summer, Cubans like it because they enjoy warm water. There are people from Spain who have told me, no, that looks like pee, that they are peeing inside, but we like the water like that. Ami, do you feel that Varadero is not the same as before, like when we came before the pandemic? After the pandemic, things changed and people started leaving the country. However, there was much more life before, right? There used to be pizza vendors and popsicles, but not as much anymore.
How was I telling you the other day? Because not only here in Varadero, everywhere.
In Matanza itself, can you see the difference before and after the pandemic? Yes, these are not.
It appears that things have changed significantly. Everywhere you go, the places you used to visit,
It's like that. That's all.
empty, everything, yes, like a lot. More empty than before, just like I don't feel there's tourism like before, neither.
No.
In fact, it's empty due to the low tourism season in Cuba. This time is the high season for Cubans, but low for tourists. Well then, let's go swimming at the beach. How delicious. Do you know what my birthday tradition always was? Come to swim at the beach with my friends. It was my tradition every birthday.
A little bit.
Before. But well, now we are a little bit earlier because there are 10 days left for my birthday, but it doesn't matter. This counts as the celebration, the usual tradition. One thing that you definitely have to use no matter what is sun protection. Because honestly, I really enjoy coming to Varadero. I think it's one of my favorite things about Cuba. I wish the country wasn't in such bad shape. If you notice the little videos I've made this time, they've been more about my day-to-day. I haven't talked much about the problems in Cuba. Because, well, on the other trip, which was my first shock back, I talked about all the shocks I had when I returned to Cuba. And it was very hard. I had a really bad time. This time I tried to come with a more peaceful mind. Blackouts persist, as do the needs and struggles of the people. But I tried to be more focused on having a good time with my family and giving them a good time. Because in the end, why am I going to complain? I'm going to leave in the end. They're going to stay here. All I want is to make them have a good time, and that's why I decided to come here. Being in Varadero is extremely relaxing, like therapy for me. And right now, I came with my friend who told me, wow, hadn't you been to the beach since you came last time? Because she has a very busy life, and so I'm very happy being here, helping them to get out of their routine a bit, bringing them here, spending quality time together. Because in the end, that's what we always keep in our heart and in our memory, and it's time. We spend beautiful times together as a family, not focusing too much on the problems that will persist because the country will change. The blackouts continue, everything continues, and well, nothing. What I want this time is to be a little more calm, give my family the quality time they deserve. Do you like the beach there? Well, we're here. We left the beach full of sand, obviously, like everyone leaves the beach. There's no shower here, or at least we haven't found one to rinse off. It's very hard to find in this part.
Where the jets are, there's no water.
I mean, there's a jet fountain that people get in and rinse off and such, and it's dry, there's no water. We weren't allowed in the bathroom with sandy feet, but there was no water to rinse them, and we couldn't enter the bathroom either. It was a dilemma. You explode covered in sand and urine altogether because there's no option. A water source is usually here, but it's absent today. The wheel, the repair. We are looking for water bottles to hydrate ourselves, and there are none. There are none. The only thing here is beer. There's no water. I mean, if you come as a child, there's none. Honestly, just beer. This place is run by the state, and in the state, things happen that you can't find any information about. If we went somewhere private, we might have more options, but there's no water or... We arrived after getting caught in a heavy downpour. Look at that, how it's raining. Here in Cuba, during the time of summer is the rainiest season here. It doesn't rain in winter, but rains the most during summer. We went to the beach and look, I got burned a lot. Yes, I put on sunscreen, but I got burned a lot. The sun in the summer, look at that. Oh, my mother. Oh, wait, because I'm getting scared. I'm too red, too much. Let's see here, my God. I applied sunscreen, but there wasn't much direct sun, just a lot of glare. I'm getting worried. So, am I really too red? The face, notice that I'm not red. Could the sunscreen I applied have been tanning lotion or bronzer instead of protective sunscreen? I'm not sure, but it hurts a lot. I think I got too much sun. We were also at the beach at this time of 12 o'clock. We were practically at the beach at 12 o'clock. With no sun, there was only a glow. We trusted, and here is the result. In general, there I have the bikini marked days, a new day. Well, this video was supposed to be from the beach. Look here in Cuba, as we tend to hang our clothes inside. Also, if it is left outside hanging at night. If you leave your clothes hanging outside, well, they can be stolen or anything can happen. And then many families, oh, it's raining. My favorite summer memories were always obviously going to the beach as my happiest moment of the summer. It was when I almost always went to Varadero, and that with my dad, who was the one who lived here in this province of Matanzas. My happiest moments were always at the beach, where I would spend the entire day from morning until afternoon. That's when the bus would take us back to our little town because we lived in a small town, immersed in the sea. Once, my sister got a bad sunburn because we refused to leave the ocean. It was as if
She was immersed
in the beach. And all day, they would put us kids and people here to shield from the sun. So strong, since we often didn't have sunscreen. Do people in Spain only use sunscreen in the summer and not during the rest of the year? I made sunscreen and apply it daily. We would wear long-sleeved coats and caps to protect ourselves, especially the children, from getting burnt like what they do here. But it was like I wanted to be on the tooth, not in the water. But well covered, to avoid getting burned, because also too, since we were so pale, well, we're still very pale, we would turn red, my sister and I. That was my favorite summer moment. For me, summer equals beach. Well, a remedy and something we have for breakfast a lot here in Cuba are powdered drinks because it's very expensive. The fruits. Is it that there are no fruits?
In which there are very few other few fruits? It depends on the time because here it's due to the time, right? Yes.
It's mango season, but I haven't seen any mangoes, so we made this little refreshment. Even with money, I find things can be too expensive for people to understand, as people can be that way. They don't understand how difficult life is here, as if buying milk were that simple. Here, if milk is bought, it is prioritized for the children, yes. And well, nothing. If there is milk here, the milk is for children, at home. For adults, a little powder refreshment is not healthy, but it's what there is. And well, nothing, this is the breakfast. Breakfast. Cuban croquettes. What are these croquettes made of? People say they are made of poultry. Find out what
They have cookies with mayonnaise.
People from other countries find it strange to eat mayonnaise on its own, as they typically use it as a sauce for other foods. Mayonnaise is for everything. It's easy to make, and we use it to accompany bread and all things.
The mayonnaise that
You feel happy that you have mayonnaise? Exactly, and we're gonna try those beautiful Cuban croquettes. That's how they are on the inside. Literally, we don't know what they are. Of flour,
they make that with flour and baking powders.
of flavor.
Of seasonings. It's not bad.
Salson, Goya, salson, it's not bad but tastes like flour. If people from Spain come and try the croquettes,
Between the coffee with peas and that they must have gastritis.
I really enjoy visiting Matanzas, my favorite city in Cuba. It's where I lived for many years. I am from Matanzas, my city, and I really like it. I also like Santi Spiritus because my mom, nephews, and family are there. But in Matanzas is where I truly feel like it's my place, so I really like it. It's a sadness that, yes, look here. Now, when I came to Matanzas, there are not so many blackouts. In Santi Spiritus, yes, many blackouts. But here in Matanzas now, there are not so many blackouts. Because supposedly the thermoelectric was broken in something and it has already recovered. It's a cycle. It gets fixed, breaks, gets fixed, breaks, and well, that's just how it is. I'm just rambling here, but that's the way things go. Now in Matanzas, it caught me when I arrived. Imagine that. Is it raining? Yes, a neighbor told me it's raining. I got caught in it when the street got fixed. Blackouts are less frequent now. Alright, I think it's time to wrap up this video. Today is my last day here in Matanzas. Tomorrow I'm going to Havana, and the day after tomorrow already, I return to Spain. I miss Spain and my little dog, but she's well cared for. You always ask who she stays with. Is it Phoebe? Phoebe is always calm. Phoebe is spoiled, a pampered one who is always very well taken care of. I think I'm going to end this little video. Subscribe, give it a like. Every Friday we have a new video on this channel. And, well, I think this is the last little video from this trip to Cuba, which was a trip with some more relaxed videos. I wanted to show you how I am in my relaxed stage. I know not to stress myself out like last time, as it's not good for my mental health and overall well-being. And, well, nothing. I send you a big kiss and see you every Friday in a new video, and next week we return to Spain. I want bye.